Welcome everyone to another video. So today we'll be talking about how to find your passion. So passion can be like a really tough sometimes, like when you actually go and try to do something, like it creates like exciting and everything, but eventually it goes away, right? So I want to talk about like how you can find real true passion, and that can be like exciting but sometimes overwhelming journey as well, because things not gonna go as you expected, and that's like a life and that's going to happen, right? Because things where you try something, you think like it's going to go well, you think like this is your passion, and actually when you try to do the activities and you realize this is not something I want to be. That's why a lot of people, like, they start their certain career and they think they spend like all of the years like going to the college, university, get certain kind of degrees, and when you actually land their dream job, and then they realize this is not something I wanted to do with my life, because they go with the phases like after like a 6 month or a year or 2 years, and they realize, no, this is not something exciting me. This is not something I wanna do rest of my life. This is not something like waking me up excited, like I wanna go about today. I feel like how I'm gonna leave that job or leave the kind of work I'm doing right now and look for something else. So this is like a really interesting part, and this it doesn't happen like you just read through like a books or watching YouTube videos or like listening to someone else. That needs to comes from within. You need to find like what you actually love or enjoy doing every single day, or like what you are passionate about. So I'm gonna go through like a few of them steps, like how you can find your own passion, find your own dream job or dream career like you always wanted to do. And even though you don't know yourself yet, because I spoke to so many people, I interviewed more than 300 people on my podcast. And some of them people are just starting out their journey at the age 80 years old. They say like they haven't figured out like their life yet till they're 80 years old, and now they know like what they want to go after. And now they know like a certain career they path they're passionate with, and they wake up like excited even though they're retired right now. So you're never too late to start your own passion. You're never too late to start your own journey. You always have to be looking for like what is it actually like wakes you up every morning, like getting out of your bed, and you feel like you can go after your dreams and like you enjoy doing it. So how you can identify like what kind of like a passion it is and what is my passion and how you can find it. So number one is like reflecting on your joyful experiences, such as recall your times you fully engage with. For an example, like you get lost track of something like you actually do. So when we, let's say we play certain kind of sports, and we play for like a really passion and really everything, but not necessarily we are good enough like playing like as an athlete, but you get the idea. Like when you play like a certain kind of like a sports and you're on the zone, you're playing like you don't know like hours goes by. For an example, like another one I want to give out, like think about like as a kid, like we growing up, like we used to love like playing sports so much. We love to play some games or activities we used to do, and the hours used to go by like we wouldn't realize how it's going by. So as we grow older, we our like a brain and every system like a gone uh systemized with like a people around us, surrounding around us, like telling us like this is the path you need to do, like a 4, 5, 10 kind of like a path you need to choose and determine like this is your life. Could be a doctor, engineer, accountant, business person, or like someone like we look up to, like a politician. And this kind of like a 5 to 10 areas like you can go about with your life, and this is like your passion, and this is where you can make money. But things has been changed a lot right now. Like there is just so many ways you can make money. There is a unbelievable ways, the millions of billions of ways like you can make money from it, like with your passion, with your things. But find out like what is that thing like you actually do about. So like I talked about, like when you actually engage on certain kind of activities or like experiences you really love into it. Could be like you're hiking, you love go for a hiking, love going for a walk. You have no clue, like even though you love going for a walk, let's say some people are like to go for a walk like a 5, 10 hours, and they love doing that. Like they love to see like a nature and beauty of like nature of yourself, and then going towards like that kind of path. And there is just so many ways like if someone can monetize it. So you can start creating a blog about your walking journey. You can start creating a YouTube videos about your walking journey. You can have like Instagram live, Facebook live, TikTok lives, and while you're just going for a walk, and people going to be with you during that time, and you can monetize it so many ways. There's so many incredible ways. Like people never thought about like 20 years back, like there will be a whole different kind of industry, like a gaming industry. You'll be streaming gaming, you'll be playing games, you can participate like e-games, like online games and things like that. You can make your money from it. No one thought about that. Right now it's possible. Some people are talking about like how to train your own dogs, and they create a certain way like making a money from it. Some people are just talking about like how to pet your dogs and how to take care of it, how to find a good product for like your dogs, your cat, things like that. Some people are just creating a video like where they're doing a vegetation and many making money from it. So you need to find out like what is the thing like you get lost in that doing. Like is there like a you are doing like a really really good at like doing gardening, even though not necessarily have to be really good at like I do enjoy like doing gardening. When you do gardening, you get lost track of it, like you find that like so engaging, like all of your stress and everything goes out. Do you like cooking? Like, is the cooking like when you do cook, like you relieve all of your stress? With me, like when I cook, when I get stressed out, I cook, and then all my stress goes away, and I feel better myself. I get into it like in my I lose track of my timing and everything like that. So it really really helps me. I love podcasting when I'm connect with the people. When I talk to on my podcast, I lose track of it. Like what time is it? It's like we have like a time frame of 20 to 25 minutes. We record the podcast, and when I actually do that, like I lose the track of it. Like it's like, oh wow, we need to stop there, like because we're running out of the time. And that works for me. Like you need to figure out like what kind of activities, what kind of things you really like, and you get lose track of it. That's never gonna get bored of it, even though like financially you're not getting like a benefit immediately. But the love of the game, the love of the passion, you get lose track of it. Like you enjoy the process, gonna get you for a long, long way, and you can stick around for 3 to 5 years. Second one will be like identify recurring themes. So could be like examine your hobbies, interests, even the topics you naturally gravitate towards the conversation. So sometimes like certain things like you don't know still exist, and you probably can create a new interest in it. For me, example, like in 2019, I have no clue about podcasts. I used to know like some certain people like you have to create a podcast, and I used to think just interviewing people on YouTube. So I didn't have no clue like there is a Spotify podcast, there is a Apple podcast, there is a Google podcast, things like that. There is a platform people listen to like a online radio, and I had no clue about it. So the interest started to begin later 2019, and in 2020 I decided to start my own podcast. And before that, I had no clue there is a certain things that existed, like I call podcast. Now I'm a podcaster. Now we are 1%, top 1% podcaster in the self-help. And but it didn't start with like I knew from like a very beginning of my life or anything like that. I figured out like when I was like 24, 25 years old. And from there on, like I started to uh, work on my podcast, created my podcast. Now this is just like I said, like when I do podcast, I get lost with that. Like the time flies by, I enjoy so much. And very beginning of my career with the podcasting, first 2 years I didn't make a single penny from it. And I didn't get lots of listen. Like we had like about 10, 15 people are just tuning in each episodes. So and I just love the game of it. And I told myself, even though I have get like one or two people tuning in, I'm going to continue to do the podcast for rest of my life. And just because I love and enjoy, I love to ask questions to other people and learning from them and enjoy their process. And that's all about it. And if they're doing the podcast, if I can impact one person life, then it's worth it. I don't necessarily I need hundreds of thousands, millions of people following me or listen to my podcast. I need like a one or two people are following, and I know like genuinely I'm impacting their life with my podcast, with interviewing other persons. So that way, like a completely game changer. Right now, we make money from like a podcast and everything like that is become like a part and parcel of it. But I didn't start it for making a money. I didn't start the podcast for making good money. But it's starting generating me money, is increases my business and growth and things like that. So all started with the passion, and the passion didn't start, like till like 2020. and 2019 time frame, and I doing the activity and started like I enjoying the process. But at the beginning, like I had the idea, but I didn't take any action, so I don't know like if I'm going to enjoy or not. But when I start doing it, like I loved it so much, even though I feel dizzy, I still recorded the podcast with my camera off because I couldn't interact with someone, because every time we were interacting with someone, I felt dizzy, I'm gonna fall. So that way, like it was like a 3, 4 months, I was really, really severely ill, but I didn't miss it, like a recording podcast. I turned off my camera. I told the other person, I'm not feeling well, but I'm still gonna record the podcast because I love the game. And I still showed up. So this is the commitment you need when you have a passion, and that commitment gonna come because if you enjoy the process, if you enjoy the activity you are doing. No more like I have a millions of followers. After the podcast goes like a no top 1% or like a number one in the chart record and things like that, then I'll be happy. Then you cannot carry on with that. So with my thing, like he eventually started to come out, and I was just enjoying every single process. So the identify recurring themes can come all of a sudden, like someone tells you about this certain different things. Right now, there is so many things coming up, like with AI, there is a virtual world in it, and you can start creating something like in virtual world, right? There is so many things you can do. There's unbelievable way you can create. Some people like coming like they are AI consultant, and they really love enjoying doing like talking about AI. But AI didn't exist in 5 years back, 10 years back. No one talking about it. But right now, everyone talking about it, and then people are creating a career out of it. So you need to look out for like what the new thing is. Like you could be potentially excited about, or like you'll be enjoying, or you couldn't be good at, and thing is like you probably not good at it, like at the beginning, like with my podcasting, I didn't know how to interview people. I didn't know how to start doing a podcast, and these things I had to learn eventually like on my own and figuring out, because I love the whole thing and I want to be good at. And obviously I was improving and still I want to improve, and I'm going to improve till I like continue doing the podcast until things can certain things happen really really bad and I'm not able to do podcast. So yeah, you need to figure out like you don't necessarily like whatever you know for, like you need to find like a new things and probably create interest around it, and you start doing activity. When you start doing activity, start small and see if you like it. Give it like a 6 month or 1 year and see like if you like the passion you thinking about is a passion, and if you don't enjoy the process, just leave it and find out the next thing. So another thing is like finding when you're finding your own passion could be number three is like consider your strength and skills. So sometime like you have your strength or skills you have developed last 10, 20 years, right? You have no clue about it. Probably you work in a warehouse last 10 years and you have learned so much about like a process of like running a whole warehouse, the logistic around it and things like that. Now you got to develop the strength and skills around that, because you could be someone just an operator on the warehouse, right? And you have so much knowledge of like operating the whole warehouse and management things like that. Now you can create in a consultation around it, consulting or coaching to helping other like a warehouse manager or things like that, or employees how they can improve it better. You can start your own business and you can talk about the warehouse management and things like that, your experiences. You can share that. You can interview other people doing your own podcast, your own YouTube, your own blog, your own social media. There's so much opportunity to start. So, or could be you're like a really good badminton player. You have always played, but never played professionally. But you love the game so much, even though you have a day job, you can start talking about badminton. You're probably reviewing the other badminton players when they're playing. You can talk about that. Or you are really passionate about like a football as a sports, and you can show your own reviews on your views. You can talk about it, or your own TikTok channel or like a YouTube channel. You can start with like so many different ways. Or could be you are like a teacher in general, right? You are a teacher, you teach people in, or children in school, but you have so many to teach, but you cannot do that with the curriculum restriction. But you can come out and start your YouTube channel and you talk about like a different aspect of your life and how people can impact it with like a different kind of like a skill set they can improve, and you have the certain skill set and you can talk about that. Or like you are someone who are really good at like playing guitar and you're really good at it, and you can implement that as a passion and you start teaching that to other people. Or you can start your own YouTube channel around a guitar, like you play your things and you enjoy playing it, just recording it, right? So you playing it not for sake of money, not sake of your fame. You can start doing like a TikTok live whenever you play on your own, and just other people get to see like what you do and get to experience what you do as well. So probably eventually, like you have a millions of followers around that, and you can create a business around it. Who knows? So this kind of passion, you can start like seeing what your strengths are. So if I were you, what I would be doing, like I'll write down all of them, my 10 passion, what I think I'd be enjoying, and start to implement the next 5 years, like giving like a 6 to 1 year, and taking action around it and see like which one is clicked in and I love and enjoy doing without me making any money, without me seeing any results, without me getting any fames or anything like that, and then stick around for the next few years and see like how that goes out. And if something is kicks in and I really enjoy it and I'm seeing the results as well, why not double down that, right? Why not like I leave my job or leave my other business? I think like is going to be make sense, right? So we get into like a business or anything like that or job like for sake of for earning money, recognition, and things like that. But we don't really actually enjoy the actual activity or like a business or just job. So if you find your passion aligns with it, like giving you the income, giving you the fame, giving you the enjoy and contentment, then leave your like other business, leave your other job and go 100% on like what you actually love or enjoy, or you seeing yourself doing the rest of your life. That's called passion. And that's going to be like a help you like a get to where you want to be a few years, and that'll give you the contentment. You rather make less money compared to the your previous job, your business, but you're gonna enjoy the process. So with me, like I was earning good money from like my restaurant business, but I wasn't passionate about like running the business. I was passionate about cooking. I still today I cook, and without like charging anyone. I cook for my family. I cook for myself. I love enjoying it. I love trying different things, and the passion is there, but it wasn't serving the running the whole business because this is kind of business I wasn't when I'm involved in the first place, but I had no choice. I thought people around me like give the idea of like starting my own business on a restaurant business, which I did, and after that I realized this is not something I wanted to do. I tried like a different kind of career as well. I become a primary school teacher. I thought like I'm gonna enjoy like working with the children, which I did. I really loved, and still I today I love children. I love around them. I love teaching them. The problem was the whole system itself, like working in a school environment. Then after the school, like you bringing a lot of paperwork and things like that. This is not something I wanted to do. So the passion was there. The passion didn't align with like what I needed. The income and everything like as a school teacher makes, it wasn't enough for my lifestyle. So I realized this is not something I want to go after, even though I was passionate about it. But right now, like I combined that. I took my teaching skill set. Now have started a company called B School Community where I teach other people how to do their marketing, grow their business and things like that. Where I can teach that, right? I can teach people this with my and my income limit is like a sky's the limit. I can earn as much as possible, and there is no limit to it, and there is no boss telling me what to do or what not to do. So this is like a what was my ideal time frame of like my passion, like where I express myself, and the same time I can make my money and everything like that. At the same time, like I started the podcast, it wasn't purely intentional like helping people, and still today is like intentional helping people, but same time I was making money from it, and the passion is still there. And even though I make money or don't make money, it doesn't make any difference. I'm still continuous going to do that. So hope the video helps. If you find this video is valuable, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for finding out more content. So until then, I'll talk to you in our next episode. Stay safe. Take care.